Aloha, Richard Halverson here, and in this short video, I'm going to go over a radix sort. So let me share my screen. Okay, with radix sort, we use the concept of buckets. Okay, and the bucket, it's going to be 10 buckets, and the bucket number is going to correspond to a digit of the integer that we're sorting. These have to be integers that we're sorting. This particular animation here just reinforces the concept of buckets. And if you run through this real quick, you see the first one, the buckets are the lowest order digit, and so this is how the numbers are put into their buckets. If we look at the tens digits, this is how the buckets are filled. And there's three integers that have a third or a hundredths place. And you'll see, so a zero is assumed, for the rest of them. So in the third place, a whole bunch of them are going to go up here. And then for the 3-digit numbers, we distribute them in the buckets like that. Okay, so that's the concept of a bucket. So let's go down farther, and this again reinforces the concept of a bucket. What's going to go in bucket 0? This one, but whatever. Bucket 4 is going to be 0 goes in here. Bucket 4 is going to have using the ones digit. So 4 is the ones digit goes here, and the ones digit here is going to be 0. Wait, I did this wrong, isn't it? The ones digit, okay. The ones digit is not 4, it's 9. The ones digit is 9, so this should go down here. And this one, the ones digit is 7. And this one, the ones digit is 4. Okay, so it goes like that. Okay, they got all this correct. And this is going to be the tens place. So this one is 0. And this one is 8. And this one is 7. And this one is 5. Okay, so it's all a concept of buckets. So you can answer these questions. Assigning integers to buckets. Okay, for each question, consider this is the array of integers. When placing integers using the ones digit, that's the lowest order digit, the 1, the 7, the 6, the 2, the 7. How many integers will be in bucket number 7? Well, it looks like this one will be, and this one. Okay, 2. Yeah. So that's concept of a digit. Okay, so here's how we do the radix sort. We start with the lowest ordered digit, and then we fill the buckets. And then we start with the lowest ordered digit, and then we fill the buckets. And then we take the integers back out of the buckets and back into the array, but in the order of that they're in the buckets. And then we do the same thing again for the tens place, and then we do it the same for the 100ths place, and so on until we have done that. Fill the buckets, take the integers out of the buckets in order until we do that for all of the digits of the numbers. All right, so we start out by we create the array of 10 buckets. So here's the array of 10 buckets, and then we got to figure out how many digits the biggest number has, because that's how many times we have to go through this cycle. So this is going to get the maximum number of digits, and so it's in so if in this case it's going to be 2. So if there's a number between 100 and 1000, it'd be 3, and so on. Okay, and then here we're going to start with the lowest order power. It's going to be it's going to be power of 1, then it's going to be 10, and then it's going to be 100, and so on. So we start with 1, and we go through. And each time we go through this for loop, we're going to be increasing the power, and we're going to use that power because we want to isolate the digit of the integer that we're looking at. So first we want to isolate the lowest order digit, then we want to isolate the second lowest order digit, then we want to isolate the third or lowest order digit, and so on. And we do that by taking the number, dividing it by either 1 or by 10 or 100 or 1000 or whatever it is, and then taking, and so then the lowest, so after it's divided, the lowest order digit will be the one that we're looking for, and then we do a mod 10, and that isolates the lowest, that lowest order, or that digit. So anyway, that's what this loop does, and it does it for every integer in the array, and it basically fills the buckets. That's what this is. This fills the buckets. Append this number to the bucket of whatever the bucket index is, 0 through 9, 0 through 9. And then, so once we've done filling the buckets, then we go through all the buckets, starting with the lowest order bucket all the way up to the highest order bucket, and we pop out the numbers and stick them back in the array in order. And so you can see this work. Let's start with this array here. And so the first thing it's going to do, it's going to take the lowest order digit and fill the buckets. Then it's going to fill the array back with those integers, but in a different order, because of it's going to pull them out of the buckets, and then it's going to do the tens place. And then so let's watch this. We have these array. First thing we're going to do is we're going to create the buckets. There we go. And then we're going to figure out the max digits, and it's 2. 2 is the maximum digits. Then it's going to start with power of 1. And here we go. We're filling the buckets by looking at the lowest order digit of each of the numbers in the array, and we fill the buckets. So now we've filled the buckets for the lowest order digit. And then we're going to copy them all back out again in the order that they're in buckets, just like that. And then we're going to increase the power to 10, and we're going to clear all the buckets, and we're going to start again, but this time we're going to use the second, or the second order digit. So now we're going to increase that, clear all the buckets, go back up to the top, start again, and we're going to fill up the buckets with the elements of the array, but according to the second lowest order digit. And so that's why this is the 4s, the 5s, the 6s, the 7, and so on. And then we're going to copy them all back out in order. And now we're all done. The array is sorted. So that's how radix sort works. So now you should be able to do all these. This is these are how to figure out how many, the total number of digits in the biggest number. So how many times you have to do the for loop, basically. That's what get max length is. And then this actually is a smaller function to get the length of the array. Get the length of the integer get the length of the integer, which is an element in the array. Okay, and so what will get radix length of 17 evaluate to? Well, 2, because there's 2. I think it's 2. Yeah, it is 2. Get the radix length in return when the array is this. Okay, well, this is the biggest number, so it's going to be 3, and so on. So when sorting this with the radix sort, what is the largest number of integers? What is the largest number of integers that will be in bucket number 5 at any given moment? Well, when we're sorting when we're doing the lowest order digit, we're looking at the 7 and the 5 and the 1, so that means there's just going to be 1. When we do the highest order digit, it's going to be the 1 here and 1 here. Oh no, and 1 here. Not here, because that's in the lowest order digit, and not here because this is in the third highest digit, or the third lowest digit. So that's just 1. And then when we're doing the third integer, this is 0, and this is 0, and this is 5. So the largest number of integers that will be in bucket 5 at any given moment will be 1. Hope you got that. All right, so when we analyze the radix sort, you know, it's when sorting an array of n 3-digit integers, radix worst case time complexity is, I think it's O of n, because it takes you n to go through the full array. It takes you n steps to go through the full array if the array is size n, and you may have to do that some constant number of times, some number of times, which is the maximum number of digits in any of the integers. So I would say it's true that it's O of n, because there's going to be a coefficient there, but it's still, we still say O of n. So what do we have here? Is it true? Yes, it is true. When sorting an array of n elements, the maximum number of elements that radix sort may put in a bucket is n. I believe so. If all of the, let's say all of the digits have 0, yes, true. Because, like, let's say it's let's say you're sorting 1,000 numbers, 1,000 integers, but and they're all a factor of 10. They all have 0 as the lowest order digit. They'd all go in bucket 0. Is a space complexity of 1. I say false. Radix sort always uses 10 buckets, but the number of integers in the buckets increases as the array gets larger. Yes. So it's O of n. Shown always works on an array of floating. No, it doesn't. It does not. It's got to be integers. Okay, now how do you do signed integers? Well, first of all, you do radix sort as you normally would, but you end up sorting them as though they were absolute values, okay? Because you don't look at the sign. You're just looking at the integer itself, 0 through 9. And so first you do that, and then you collect together all the negatives, and you collect together all the non-negatives, and then you reverse the negatives, and then you just attach the two arrays together. The negatives go first, and then the non-negatives go second, and that's how you do it for non-negatives. And so you can sort of go through this and see, let's say this is the array, and you're going to, and it's about to build the negative and non-negative buckets to complete the sort. What integers will be placed in the negative bucket? Okay, so it has already done the first sort, and so that's why it's, if you ignore the sign, they're sorted. They're sorted by absolute value. And then you're going to, what integers will be placed in the negative bucket? Well, all the negative ones. So it's -12, -42, and -78, I think. Yeah. So anyway, you can go through those and then make sure you understand that. Okay, so let's do the challenges real quick here. Let's see. Start. Using only the ones digit, that's the lowest order digit. What is the correct bucket for this one? Well, it's the lowest order digit, so it's 8. Yeah, because it's this 8. What is the correct bucket for this one? It's 2. Using the tens digit, so that's this one and this one. So this is 0, this is 9. And then this one is, the 100th digit is 9, and then you have to assume it's 0, that would be 0. So this is 9, and this is 0. And very good. Let's do this one here. Given the array that, what is the array after it is sorted based on the ones digit? Okay, so after it's sorted based on the ones digit, it's going to be, first is going to be the zeros. That'd be 240. Then it's going to be the ones. That's the last 0. So there's no ones digit of 1, but there are ones digit of 2. There's this one, so it's 2. And then there's 12. And then it's 522. And then it's and then okay, that takes care of the 2s. Is there any 3s? No. There are any 4s? Yeah, 74 is a 4. And then 5, 6 is 6. 7, 8, and 9 is 99. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So I think that's what the answer is. Oh, yes. Okay. What's the next one? Given this array, after putting it into buckets based on the ones digit, the array looks like this. Yeah, see. The ones, and then 7, 7, 8. Okay. So what is the array after sorting on the tens digit? Well, it's going to be this one, and this one, and this one, and a 0, and this one. So the first one is the 0, so it's 8. And the next one looks like it's the 3. Oh no, but it's this 3. This is the first 3. We're doing the tens digit. So that would be 437. And then we're doing this 3, 39. And then we're doing, that's done with the 3s. Is there, the next one is this 7 and this 7. So it's the 71 and the 77. 71 and 77. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, is that right? Yeah, it is. Okay, let's do the last one. Yours should be different, or maybe they'll be the same. Okay, this is the array. Look, there's negative numbers in there after the initial sorting, but before the negative and non-negative buckets are built, what is the array? Well, it's sorted by absolute value. So ignore the signs and just list the array in that sorted order. So the first one looks like it's 4, and then I'd say it's 42, and then I'd say it's minus 56, and then I'd say it's minus 83, then I'd say it's minus 618. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and then after the reversal, okay, there's that. And then after the reversal, what integers are in the negative bucket? Okay, the negative bucket is going to contain, it looks like these 3, because those are the only negative numbers, but they'll be reversed. Okay, so we start out by putting these in, but that's not the answer because we have to reverse them, which makes sense because we have to put them in the right order. So really it's 619 is first, minus 83 is next, and 50 minus, okay, so now it's reversed. And after the reversal, they are actually in sorted order. And so it's going to be this, and then appended onto that is going to be the 442 and for the full sort. But anyway, this is what the integers are in the negative bucket, and we check that, and we can see that's what the answer is. Okay, that takes care of a radix sort. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.